What is good? Welcome to episode 20 of the 120 gallon plywood aquarium build. You know we're on the epoxy shelf and none of this is in, clearly. All of these rocks are now cleaned. So different colors on both sides. I wanted to just put everything in here to show you what we're working with. All of this red, there is blue on the other side because I do plan on putting a reverse side in and the bottom side is going to be that blue. So now we have to figure out where to place all of these rocks and when to put them in, because there are bigger rocks and there's smaller rocks. So I just don't want to put this one in and start epoxying. I still got time and room to put different rocks in. So I'm going to be putting rocks in slowly, epoxying things in, and making everything fit so we can have something really cool to look at. And I'm excited. I'm excited to try to do this. This has definitely been a very tedious project and something that has taken a lot of prep work from. Basically, all these rocks are going to come out and then we're going to come up with a design and we're going to make a couple pours. There's going to have to be probably like 5 to 7 pours on top of taking this out, sanding it, and then putting a clear coat over the top, over the bottom. I mean, there is still a lot to be done when it comes to this epoxy shelf, but I just wanted to show what we're working with. When it comes to the lava rock, I have decided not to use it. The reason is it gets too messy and almost like sand and dust and everything that's on the lava rock gets everywhere. And then instead of it looking cool and being involved in this project, it's actually going to end up looking like dust and dirt and grime. And you know, at the end of the day, it's going to end up really making it look stupid. So as long as everything is cleaned and we can continue to pour the epoxy, everything is really going to turn out good. I really feel that way. I think we're in a good spot right now. The main thing was that first pour to get this wood in place. Now it is time to figure out these rocks, so let's do that, man. Episode 20, let's go. Alright, so we have a couple of them in here that are actually pretty big. So what I'm trying to show you is, you can see how big this is and how thick it is. So when you put it up, pretty much when you put these up, pretty close. Now when you take a skinnier one, you see how low it goes. So I'm gonna have to put a couple clear coats of epoxy to bring the epoxy level up, and then I'll put more rocks in, because then I'm gonna go with the mica colors. So I want to get everything in place, but I also want to make sure that the epoxy doesn't go over the top. I put a mica powder in and then you don't see the rock anymore. So that's the main reason why I am only epoxying a couple of these at a time. The bigger ones mainly first, and then we will continue to pour epoxy. That's the only good thing about using tabletop epoxy. You would want to use a deep pour epoxy if you're just going to pour the whole thing, and tabletop epoxy has a it tends to crack every once in a while, so you don't want that either. So it's just pretty much taking your time doing it, and you know, the more you take your time, the better it will come out. So let's do our first pour. The spacing looks good. I'm happy about that. All we got is time. All right, this is the following day. So I just wanted to mention that every time I pour epoxy, I have to wait till the next day. So there's so many different pours that have to go into this. So it's probably gonna take a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks, to fully get everything where I want it. These are all in. It looks great from the top, and I don't know how it looks on the bottom. So we're gonna find that out when we're finally finished with this all. But now, the epoxy level is a little higher, so I can start putting a couple more rocks in. I'll probably put 2 more clear coats, but I will be setting up a few more rocks in here, and it's just going to be based on how high the rocks go. You know, like this nice purple one, it's got the orange on the other side. This will probably wait for the next epoxy pour because it is fairly flat, and we're putting a lot of clear coats in. Then we're going to put that purple blue in. It's going to be all set up with all the rocks. The purple blue will be put in, and then the question is, do I put lights in it and then cover it with the burgundy? So you won't see the lights between the blue and the red, but can I do it? You know, can I put them lights all in here? Still up in the air if I want to do the lights or not, but it is a possibility. So just pretty much going to be playing with some rocks here, seeing if we can fit a couple more in, do another pour, and then we're gonna do one more setup to get the rest of the rocks in, do that pour, and then we'll start with the color. So a lot of these definitely will be going in on this pour here. I just have to remember which rocks they are and set them all up. So I'm going to be messing around with this. I'll get the rocks where they need to be, and then we will pour our next cup. Now there really is no guarantee that the epoxy won't get under, but we can try our best to make sure it does. All right, we're almost there. I think it's looking really nice. Once again, it came up a little bit higher. And yeah, now it's time to fill in pretty much everything else. Get it to where it's going to stay. And once we get this next clear coat in, we are going to put in a bluish purple. So definitely excited to finally finish everything up, and once I can do that, then yeah, it's going to be all about the next step in this process, which is pretty cool. All right, so as this cures, I had some extra epoxy. I poured it in the little chest pieces. This is how I do see how the colors are. Plus, I love my chest, man. So this is blue violet gold. It has the blue and it has the purple in it. I think that's a perfect color for the reverse side. So we're just gonna let this cure, and then we will put in the purple blue, and we'll go from there. So everything does look good though, and make sure there's no bubbles in there. So all we gotta do is just give it some time. So we will be back in a day, and we're gonna pour some purple violet gold. All right, so everything has cured. So it is looking pretty good. You know, not sure until we actually take this completely off and check it out. Now, this is that purple violet gold, and you know, I think that in between might be pretty nice. I do have a couple more colors. We got a blue iris, and this is that blue cayenne purple, which I'm going to add in as well with this blue violet gold. I did get a couple other ones, like a couple different purples. So we are going to mix up some epoxy, and we're gonna get the first coat down and see how it comes out. Hopefully everything comes out good, and you know, everything's looking nice. So let's get started. Alright, well, it looks pretty good. We have a chameleon purple and a blue together. So we're just going to wait for this to cure. That's going to wrap it up for episode 20. I appreciate y'all watching. Man, we're about halfway there. And I think it's looking pretty good. So far so good. So in episode 21, we are actually going to start putting the lights in, and then we're going to cover it with that nice burgundy color. So we're going to let this cure, and I'm going to catch you in episode 21. Thank you again, and you know.